Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how you can enter your downtime actions on the character sheet I'm providing to everyone who want to use it. As you'll see, they're not going to be like long downtime. It's mostly like how to use them and not how to write big stories. So like if you want to write big stuff, you can do it by yourself. So for that demo, I'm using one of the character I've created the other day during the first few videos. One of the character was a Kaitif Neonate 15th generation, so I'm going to use that one for the demo. I've wrote downtime for the other sheet I've created also, so when it will be time to present the tool for the storyteller, I'm going to have like a few characters with downtimes and influence action to manage and investigate and use for the demo. I've also done a few tweaks to the character that I'm going to present before jumping into the downtime itself, just to give a little more content for the presentation. So I'll show you what I've changed and you'll see the small difference. So in terms of background, I've made sure that it has a few influence and then one retainer as well, just to show you the difference in terms of character creation. And then you've got two influence there for each. I've put the categories. Oh, I forgot to remove that one, just change it before the video. So you've got those influence. The category there, for now, since it's something that your VST can decide. You can put anything he wants. It is in this field here that you can put what you want. For now, I've put the 15 categories from Laws of the Night because they're easy, but you can type anything. You can have 5 categories, you can have 20 categories, you can have what you want. If your storyteller wants to use them, he should just write them there before giving you the sheet. If not, that's optional, but it's going to help him later on when using the tools I'm providing as well. So for this character, he got 2 influence in elite, so taxi driver and transportation, student, university. In underworld, he got local drug dealer, underworld, local mayor assistant, bureaucracy. As ally, he got a police officer, police of course, local news printer, media, local street gang, street, and one contact, a lawyer in legal. So pretty straightforward. And he got 1 ghoul, which it's not even a ghoul, it's a little one with drive. So if we go to the downtime, this tab is where you enter your personal downtime, not your influence. Your influence, you got the other tab here that I'll jump after that. Before, let's start with the top. There's a few fields here that you can update. Some of them you can, some of that you cannot. So for example, feeding. Are you spending 1 downtime action to feed? Yes or no? This character got herd, so he's saying yes. Use your herd to feed, so he does not need to spend downtime to feed. But if I was to remove this and then leave that at no, you would see on the print that you actually got 5 out of 10 blood point. But if I go back and say but yes, then I go back to print and then I've got 10 out of 10 because I've been feeding. Mostly feed on. Default is human, but you could say animals. Could be interesting for some people having animalism. There's also a technique that allows you to feed for free on animals, so you can pick animals. You can pick kindred. Maybe you got Methuselah thirst, or maybe you got other if you really want to feed on werewolf or fae or changeling. But at that point, you should warn your storyteller because that's awkward. But if you want to do that, I mean, fine. Then there's other options that are not visible now, mostly related to some status You've got also some stuff related to ritual for Tremere and stuff like that. Though the option will appear as needed depending on your character. So once you've created your sheet, just make sure you pick the modifier. It will update the number of action there, and you're going to see that. Also, you see that the field in red tells you that you did not created yet an entry using your computer science retainer. The contact, it's not an entry directly, just that you can use them, but so you know. So we'll start with so if you go action, that's where you got all the category you can use. So we'll start with your retainer. So let's call that driving me around the city. Of course, without a typo, it would be better. There. Objective, being safe while moving around the city. So it's just an objective. So if you got like 10, 20 rows of description, if you're able to say like what is your description, so I want to be able to move around while evading all those who could try to hunt down the thin blood that I am. For that reason, I will stay in the back of the car while my goal drive me around the city. As I said, those are really simple downtime action. But as I wrote it, as I selected that option, red disappear because it said, oh, you got one retainer done. Then we've got science metallurgy. That's one of your action. So I can do a downtime using science, but of course it needs to be using that specialty. So crafting bullets. I've spent too many ammos during my last gunfight, so I need to replace them by creating them myself. Note 1 will be able to prevent me from buying them. There we go. So we've got science. Science no longer in red. We've got computers. Let spy on the Primogen. I'm just stupid. The Primogen tried to hunt me down, and it is now time for me to pay him back for that. But first, I need to know where he lives and where he hunt. So I will try to trace down his cell phone in the city. Of course, maybe my storyteller will say no, but that's at all time. So after that, I've got none of those remaining. So let's say I will try to what could I try? I could patrol the territory. Patrol the Brua territory. I want to know where all the Brua hunt. So by searching their territories, if they do not hide, I will know where they feed. Of course, it's to go with that action in case that those are not hiding. So we could try to find them. Then I could, let's say, do I have a haven? I don't remember. No haven. Okay, so let's say help the let's say that. So I can ask in exchange of a boon to secure the haven of the Toreador Primogen. So nothing fancy, but still a downtime. And then let's say I'll just do that. So wandering the city. So to find something to use against my enemies, I will wander the city, hoping to find some dirt on the officer of the Camarilla to use against them. There we go. So I've got all the actions done. So I'll save that just so there's no problem. Okay. Influence. So this tab is also pretty full. You've got at the top the boost if you're receiving some boost. So for example, if you got player A giving you elite, it's giving you 2 redot of elite, then you can enter that like that. As you'll see, you can go up to 14. It is in case you got like Aventru, Paragon, Master of Puppets, boost at 10, giving you all its dot. Or if you lack the number of rows, you could say player A and player B and then sum up the action of both, so you have less row to write. So by having a bigger number, you're able to put more element on one row. So I'll remove that, just it was an example to show you how to do that. So as I said, you got 2 influence of each. So the first one on each will be just to do gossip, so to find some info and influence used in the city. Gossiping for the sake of it. So I'll put the same title in each. It's not really important. The goal is really to just have an action where I want to find in the city what is going on, what others are doing in terms of influence. As I said, it's something that my toolbox helped the storyteller manage. So you don't need a description. If your storyteller asks for one, good, but the code itself do not ask. So you could just enter that, but talk with your storyteller and he will tell you if that's enough or not, if he require the rest. Of course, you don't need a specialization to use the level 2 because it uses all of your specialization at once and for 3 months. And for the other action, let's see. So I've got access to 1, 2, or 3 if I use another So with my influence, taxi driver and student. Okay, so let's say I'll use bureaucratic error. Manipulate the system to occur expensive legal favor. Find failed their exam as a way of raising my bird. I want to meet with students who just failed as a way of presenting myself as a nice friend who can keep their morale high. And of course, since I want to use level 3, I've got student university. So student university. There we go. This field category optional. It is if you use this field, then select. I've selected university, so put university here. It's just that you could have written anything because you can use any specialty even though you don't own. But if you do, then you cannot go level +1 from what you've got. So I'll show you here. So I've got level 2, so I can do level 1 or level 2, but in anything. So let's say I've got underworld, I've got bureaucracy. I'll go with free travel, and I'll use, let's say, corrupt cops, which clearly is not something I own. So in that category I would say it is a police action. So what does it do is that it's going to say if your action is found in terms of gossip, in terms of those actions by other, it will pop up in terms of police category. So those with influence in the police will find that. So put something, because if not, your storyteller need to go back, edit your sheet, and just it's work for them. So if you don't use one of your specialty, then put what is the category. So I will use corrupt cops car that I will borrow during off watch as a way of moving around without being noticed. So when my ghoul will drive me around, it's going to drive me around in a car that is not my own. So if someone track me, they will not recognize my car, and so on. But wait, just because I'm a bullshit kite 15 gen and no one will want me around, so I need to hide myself. So of course you can add more target, objective. It depends on what you've done. If you do an attack, and of course target become mandatory, but it's up to you to decide which field to enter. Not all of them are needed all the time. So I'll save that. So that's how you can do downtimes action for your character using my sheet. If you got questions, comments, or if there's something I've covered too fast or that you would like more explanation, send me a note and I'll try to cover that in an upcoming video. Bye!